Welcome to Books for Success. Today, we're delving into the wisdom within Liberated Love by Mark Groves and Kylie McBeath. Liberated Love is a guide to ending unhealthy relationship dynamics such as codependence. By taking an intentional pause, people can create better romantic relationships and find fulfillment. Before we begin, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if you want to keep receiving the knowledge of book summaries about health, wealth, love, psychology, and much more. Don't be shy about dropping your book suggestions for us to summarize. Also, you can use this video as an audiobook summary. Let's grow and succeed together. What's in it for me? Heal your relationship with the power of the pause. Mark Groves, Kylie McBeath, Liberated Love. Release codependent patterns and create the love you desire. Many couples, even those who seem to have it all, are deeply unhappy. They love each other, but they just can't seem to make things work. Maybe they struggle with feelings of disconnection or fall into unhealthy, codependent patterns. Couple Mark Groves and Kylie McBeath found themselves in this situation. Their relationship went through ups and downs, and at one point they broke up. But during this process, they discovered a way to ultimately reunite and heal their relationship, transforming it into the respectful, fulfilling connection they'd been yearning for all along. So, what was this groundbreaking solution they arrived at? Well, it essentially involves taking a break, a pause that can change your life. And the beauty of this process is that it can work for you whether you're single and intend to stay that way for a while, or you plan to have another shot with your partner. Either way, you can benefit from this three-step approach. If you're ready to transform your understanding of romantic partnerships, then this summary is for you. It will invite you to rethink what it means to love, and be loved in return. Disconnection and codependency. Cho and Alex seem to have it all. Successful careers, a beautiful home, 2 kids, and a cute golden doodle. The picture of perfection. Yet beneath this shiny exterior, they both sensed a gap, an unsettling feeling that something vital was missing. Many of us have experienced something similar. Behind closed doors, couples struggle with feelings of disconnection. Wanting to improve their situation, Cho and Alex sought counseling from relationship experts and authors Mark Groves and Kylie McBeath. In one session, the couple were encouraged to acknowledge the real state of their relationship. "It wasn't good. Do you want a better relationship?" asked Kylie. "Of course," said Cho. "Both of us do." "In that case," said Kylie, "you'll have to let the old relationship die so you can create something new." This is a fundamental fact. Great relationships are created by both individuals in a couple. They don't just happen, so before you can have that amazing relationship, you'll need to let go of the old one. The process begins with acknowledging the reality of the situation. Accept that your relationship isn't working and that things need to change. While moving through this process, it's important not to blame yourself. Practice self-compassion. You love in the way you were taught to love, after all, and maybe you were given a faulty template. This is true for your partner as well. The roots of relationship troubles often trace back to our childhoods. The unresolved issues from our past, like neglect or complex family dynamics, can influence how we experience love and connection as adults. These early imprints can lead us to repeat unhealthy relationship patterns that we learned as children, such as codependency. This is where someone might consistently put their partner's needs before their own, hide their true feelings to avoid conflict, or depend excessively on their partner for emotional fulfillment. Codependency is defined as a relationship pattern where individuals seek safety and validation from outside themselves, sacrificing their own identity and well-being in the process. This pattern is common, and yet, the thing about codependency and other unhealthy behaviors is that they often go unrecognized until they deeply impact your sense of self and relationship health. You might find yourself walking on eggshells around your partner for years, thinking it's normal, or you repress your feelings until you reach breaking point. Recognizing these tendencies is crucial if you want to create change. This realization opens the door to redefining your approach to love and relationships. The truth is, there needs to be a balanced dynamic where both partners can freely express their needs and emotions. In order to have a healthier relationship and to experience the joy of liberated love, love where you respect and honor yourself as well as your partner, you're going to need to make some changes. In the sections ahead, we'll explore the 3-step process you can use to achieve a relationship in which both you and your partner can thrive. Step 1. The sacred pause. Step 1. The sacred pause, a path of personal growth, can start with a simple yet profound action: taking a break. Think of it as entering a cocoon, much like a caterpillar does before becoming a butterfly. Your break is a time for deep reflection and stepping back from the usual distractions of life, setting the stage for transformation. There's an ancient principle of liberation through limitation. For instance, consider spiritual practices where monks or nuns might take vows of silence, fast, or live celibately to deepen their spiritual connections. These practices create a structured space for growth by temporarily removing usual behaviors or distractions. Today, we see modern versions of this principle in things like Sober January, Meatless Mondays, or digital detoxes. These are just a few examples of ways we set aside time from our normal routines to disrupt our habits so that we can gain new insights. You can do this in relationships too. Taking what's called a sacred pause can be incredibly transformative. It's the first step on your healing journey. For example, after a breakup, someone might decide on a period of celibacy to detox from past relationship patterns. This was the case for Kylie. She found that taking a break from dating helped her reconnect with herself. While it was tough at first, she was gradually able to rediscover her personal needs, values, and desires independently of any romantic entanglements. To initiate this kind of transformative pause, you can create something referred to as a container. It's very simple. Here's how you can create your container. First, take a piece of paper and write down your intention for this period of reflection. For example, it could be to avoid all romantic interactions. Come up with a start and end date for your intention. Ideally, a minimum of 3 months. Then draw a large circle on your paper, and inside this circle, write down your yeses. These are things that support your intention and promote self-care, like engaging with supportive friends, spending time in nature, or eating well. Outside the circle, list your no's. These are the habits that disconnect you from your deeper self, such as using substances to numb feelings, mindlessly scrolling through social media, or casually dating. It's important to remember that this journey isn't about being perfect. Mistakes are part of the learning process. This intentional container is your personal space to experiment, learn, and ultimately transform. So, when you're ready, settle down with a pen and paper for a moment of self-reflection. You're about to enter your cocoon and start your sacred pause. This is where true change begins. Step 2. Setting and maintaining boundaries. Step 2. Setting and maintaining boundaries. Once you're in your personal cocoon, focused on self-growth, the second phase of your transformative journey begins. It's natural to encounter some resistance at this point. It may come from within or from the people around you, and while it can feel uncomfortable, it's a common part of change. During this important phase, reflecting on and reinforcing your personal boundaries is crucial. Establishing clear boundaries helps you maintain your integrity and ensures that your journey of self-discovery isn't derailed by outside opinions or pressures. This is something Kylie dealt with after the end of her relationship with Mark. As we explored in an earlier section, she took a sacred pause, which involved a break from dating. During this time, Kylie realized the importance of setting boundaries with her family, who were quick to offer unsolicited advice about her personal decisions. Kylie communicated her message firmly. "I'm working on myself," she said, "and taking time to process this chapter of my life. I'm not open to any feedback or advice about my relationship or choices." Although anxiety-inducing at first, setting these boundaries was vital. Setting these boundaries was vital for Kylie to focus on her personal growth. She knew it was the right thing to do. If you're struggling to maintain boundaries with other people, a structured communication approach can help. Psychologist Dr. Alexandra Solomon recommends a particularly useful framework. It's called Name, Connect, Choose, and here's how it works. First, name the pattern. Identify and clearly state the specific boundary being challenged. For instance, maybe your mother gave her unsolicited opinion about your life choices. Then, connect with your feelings. Recognize and express how this boundary violation affects you. You might feel angry, frustrated, or misunderstood. If so, acknowledge those feelings. And finally, choose something else. Consider your current boundaries with the person and what needs to change going forward. Then, communicate it to that person. For example, You could say something like, "To keep this conversation going, I need you to stop being so critical of me." That's the framework for boundaries: name, connect, choose. This method isn't just about setting limits. You're teaching others how to interact with you in a way that respects your personal space and values. Think of it this way: boundaries aren't walls meant to keep people out. They simply guide others to where the door is. They help you manage your relationships effectively, ensuring that while you connect with others, you don't lose sight of your own needs. Step 3. Opening your heart to liberated love. Step 3. Opening your heart to liberated love. Once you reach the end date of your pause and emerge from your cocoon, you're ready for the final stage of the process. That might mean single life or a new relationship with your previous partner, as was the case for Kylie and Mark. When Mark and Kylie reunited after their sacred pause, they were different people starting a new relationship. They think of it as relationship 2.0. After your sacred pause, you'll experience something similar if you choose to reconnect with your partner. This is a fresh new phase of your life, where you stay true to yourself and your values as you reopen your heart. As you move forward, it's important to keep your core intentions and values in clear view. Try not to get sidetracked by societal expectations or generic dating advice. You've probably seen those articles and videos, strategies about how to get someone to text you back, or the 5 things you must never do on a date. These tactics often reduce dating to a mere game of gaining someone's affection. For real connection, however, you don't need to play games. It's not about winning or losing. You want someone who's a match for you, just as you are. Whether you're exploring single life or venturing into a new relationship, it's a good idea to revisit the container exercise we covered in step 1 of this journey. Remember how you previously set your intention writing yeses inside a circle? You can do that again now. Decide on your new intention, set a period of time, and identify your yeses and nos. For singles, your intentions might include finding a long-term relationship or starting a family. If you're in a relationship, setting shared intentions can be incredibly powerful. When Mark and Kylie reunited, they determined the most aligned path for their relationship. They established rules like exclusivity and maintaining separate spaces to support individual growth. They also chose to avoid certain physical intimacies. They believed this approach would prevent hormonal influences from clouding their judgment, allowing for deeper, more meaningful conversations. Ultimately, having these rules helped them to create the kind of love and intimacy they wanted. Your intentions, yeses, and nos are entirely personal. The important thing is that you take action, that you make the necessary changes in your life, choosing truth over comfort. That way, you open yourself up to the possibility of liberated love. Final words. The main takeaway of this summary to Liberated Love by Mark Groves and Kylie McBeath is that many couples are unhappy and feel that something crucial is missing in their relationships. Childhood experiences are often the root of these unhappy relationships, as well as negative behavioral patterns like codependency. While we can't change our past, with greater self-awareness, we can improve our lives and our relationships going forward. To build a fulfilling relationship, we need to acknowledge its flaws and actively work to create something better. To achieve this, we can use a 3-step process that begins with taking a sacred pause. This is a period of time where one individual or a couple takes a break to step away from behavioral patterns and habits, gaining a new perspective from time alone. Next, we can create the space we need for deep reflection by setting and maintaining clear boundaries with the people in our lives. This helps us learn how to connect with our needs and respectfully communicate them. Finally, it's time to approach our relationships in new ways, even if we reunite with our partners. By setting clear intentions, we can approach our connections with others in ways that honor everyone's boundaries and needs. Ultimately, transforming a relationship begins with self-awareness and deliberate action. That's the key to liberated love. Okay, that's it for this summary. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being part of our insightful voyage. If our summary piqued your interest, we encourage you to dive into the complete book for a deeper understanding. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content if you're new here, and share it with others who might find it valuable. Keep on reading, discovering, and advancing until our next adventure.